Blessed good evening to one and all. I'm here again in the churchyard of St. John Parish Church, looking down towards Church View, St. John, and the East Coast as well, which gives awesome. This is the East Coast I'm looking at. St. John Parish Church gives awesome views of the East Coast. We can see St. Margaret's Church, which is the sister church of St. John Parish Church, down at the bottom here. St. Margaret's is the little chapel of ease, dating back to 1863. Built on the Atlantic side, built on the site of the old boiling house for Glen Burnie Plantation in St. John. St. Margaret's Anglican Church was built in 1863. So I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic side is the northeastern side of the island is the Atlantic Ocean. So this is all the East Coast here.
Yeah, but it's good. It's definitely when we do it, it tastes really good. Yeah, seriously.
So this is St. John's Parish Church here. So this is Church View, St. John. So this is on the cliff, Hackerton's Cliff, here in St. John, Barbados. So people also come here, tourists come here daily. Another look at the churchyard before leaving. I'm about to leave now. So this is the grave here of Ivory Bradshaw, founder of Andromeda Botanical Gardens, which is in St. Joseph, just above Bathsheba. She was a Portuguese Guyanese, who lived in Barbados. She founded the Andromeda Gardens in the 1950s. When she died, the gardens were later entrusted to the Barbados National Trust, which it still is today. She was a Bailey by marriage first. She married her Bailey, the founder of the Harry Bailey Observatories. Then she later married a Banachie from Scotland. She was a horticulturalist as well. So this is all the beloved East Coast. So St. John's Parish Church is more Gothic and less Georgian. A quick walk to the churchyard. All the East Coast here. The grave of Ferdinando Paleologus, who was descended from the emperor line of the last Christian emperors of Greece. Church warden of this parish from 1655 to 1656. Vestryman 20 years. The grave of Thomas Henry Seeley, who was buried upright. And he was buried upright because he wanted to see the view of the East Coast. The Seeley family grave here, and the Haynes family grave over here. The Taylor family grave, the sundial here looking over to the Atlantic side. It is St. Philip over here and St. John. You can see Bath Beach from here, and you can see St. Philip by the lighthouse. This is southeastern, now. The grave of David Thompson, who was Barbados' 6th Prime Minister, born the 25th of December 1961, Christmas Day in London, England, to Barbadian parents, a white mother and black father, all from Barbados. He lived in Barbados all his life. He was the Prime Minister from 2008 to 2010. He died on my birthday, the 23rd of October 2010. He was the parliamentary representative for St. John for 23 years from 1920, from 1987 to 2010. Traverse the Love Davis, and which traverse way down, going down by the Pelican side and downtown, by the port side, the seaport, was named after him. He was born the 6th of August 1931 and died on the 14th of July 1973 in a vehicular accident at Boarded Hall, St. George, by the Four Cross where the roundabout is now. He died there. The Black Planter class family buried here, and the grave of the Reverend Canon Eric Llewellyn Payne here. Eustace C. Gill grave. All these are the Black Planter class family. It's time to get anywhere, so I can't show you guys all of it now. So this is a historic cemetery. This church has some of the most historic graves in the Caribbean and in Barbados. This is a well-visited site as well. St. John Parish Church is a Gothic Anglican church. So I'm on the east coast. So back in the church again. You can see the beautiful stained glass windows and the mahogany, the pulpit that is made out of 6 different types of wood right here. And this is the beautiful stained glass windows here. This is the choir section. Lovely pipe organ upstairs in the Western Gallery. And the 10 Commandments and the Apostles' Creed behind the pipes. This is the organ console in which music was transmitted electronically to the pipes. So before I go, back in the days, the early days, during slavery or a little after slavery, white people, they used to have to pay rent for the pews, and white people used to sit up front and the black people sit in the back. This is St. John Parish Church. The pipe organ upstairs. The marble baptismal font. The spiral staircase. And inside the lovely church. So now leaving the church now. St. John Parish Church. These lovely, peaceful, serene grounds of St. John Parish Church. Here to the east side of the island, St. John Parish Church, situated on top of the hill, overlooking the east coast. This is the church rectory here. The church vicarage where the priest lives. Heading back onto the roadside now. This way back down to Church View, Martins Bay, Newcastle, and so on. And this way back to St. John's Cemetery, and so on. This is the church cemetery over here. The church cemetery is 400 meters away from the church. So this is where the people have to bury now. Since the cemetery in the church is filled. So this way about St. John Primary and Collington College and Bath Beach and Collington and that side of St. John. This way about Gall Hill, Four Roads and Pool in St. John and about St. George with Golden Ridge and the land at Gun Hill, all in this direction. This is the cemetery here in which most of the people are now laid to rest. So this is a part of the church. As I said before, St. John is a parish in which most of the white Barbadian population originated from. For those of you who don't know, the white Barbadian, most of their ancestry dates back to Scotland and Ireland, but they originated from, but they were born in Barbados. St. John is also a unique parish. As I said before, for those of you who don't know who the white Barbadians are from St. John, for those of you who don't know who the white Barbadians are, the Goddards, that one, the Goddard group of companies, with the Quarter C Garage and so on, they are white Barbadians from St. John, well-known entrepreneurs, as well as Sir Charles Othniel Williams, known to many as Cow Williams because of his initials, C-O-W. He is a white Barbadian from St. John, as well as Professor Henry Fraser, who was a lecturer at university, and he was a heart surgeon as well. They are all well-known white Barbadians from St. John, as well as Sir Tiffin Simpson, the guy who owns Simpson Motors, which is the agents for Suzuki vehicles in Barbados, and the Sol gas stations in Barbados and in Caribbean. He is a well-known white Barbadian as well. And here's the cemetery, look. As well as Pastor Emeritus from the People's Cathedral, Holmes Williams. He is a well-known white Barbadian as well. So this is the beautiful countryside, rural Barbados. St. John's Primary School is closed. This is 2 years ago that this school was closed. Pothouse Village down at the, where that beach house here is Pothouse Village down in there. Yeah. So that bus is coming from, supposed to be coming from the Lodge School. Straight down here will take you back to the Lodge Secondary School in St. John via via Messiah Street on that side, and it will lead you back into St. Philip as well. And this way back at Covington College and Bath Beach and St. John and Coach Hill. And this is the David Thompson Polyclinic right here. It's all the David Thompson Polyclinic. So this is the way to Collyton Village in St. John, Royal Cliff Cottage, Bath Beach, Coach Hill, and Covington College and St. John, all in this direction. The David Thompson Health and Social Services Complex. This is Park House down below here with the, you can see the beach, Bath Beach and so on over here. I will stop by this bus stop here. Yeah. So, the polyclinic here. So, thank you guys for watching now. Do have a blessed evening.